take a walk on the woo-woo side with me. My name is Michelle Douglas and I'm an intuitive healer, coach and soul regression therapist. I help people to create health, wellness and prosperity in their lives through a process of clearing harmful or restrictive energies or beliefs. My ultimate goal is to empower you to create the life that you desire. For more information, visit findmysparkle.com. Hello, it's Michelle here, coming to you from a very cold place. My daughter's coaching and playing netball this morning and I'm waiting in the car because it's bloody freezing. So today I thought I would talk to you, and this is thanks to my beautiful friend Jen, about building your intuition and psychic abilities. So I was talking to Jen the other day, a good friend of mine, and she mentioned something about synchronicities, a book of synchronicities or journal of synchronicities, I think it was called. And I went, oh, that's a great idea. So that's what I'm talking to you about today, because here's the thing. When we're just starting out in an awakened way, you've just realized that maybe you've got some abilities, or you'd like to think you do, and to be honest, we all do. It's just how tuned in you are to them, whether or not you're actually aware of them. But so when you're wanting to be, learn to tune in more to your intuition or into your psychic ability to help you make better decisions in life a lot of the time. But if your belief is that you don't have that ability or you always get it wrong, that's what you're going to create, right? So this exercise is really just about proving that not very positive voice in your mind that it's wrong, very wrong. So this is the Journal of Synchronicities, let's just call it that, is a way to document all of the proof that that voice saying you can't do this or you don't have that ability is wrong. So every time something happens, some sort of synchronicity, and I'll give you some examples in a minute of what I've done personally, and you might relate to some of them, and we'll go from there. So let me start. I'm going to start from my childhood. So I realize now that I had this ability all along. I just wasn't aware that that's what it was, right? So I had this friend next door. She and I were very, very in tune with each other, very connected, and I'd be thinking of going to her house. She'd be thinking of coming to my house. So we'd both leave our houses at the same time. We couldn't see each other's front doors from our own front doors. And next minute, we're bumping into each other in her driveway. It's like, oh, I was coming to your house. Oh, I was going to your house. There was another time where I was skipping school, very naughty, and we were in a friend's car, and I had a thought of, we're going to crash. And we did. Yeah, thankfully I was okay physically. After the great big lecture I got from my parents, I wasn't so good. Sorry, Mum and Dad. So that was another time. And then we've got times where, when I was single, there was this little voice when I'd be dating someone saying, no, he's not it. And I'd ignore it and it would bite me. And, thankfully when I met my husband, Laurie, that voice wasn't there. I was looking for it though, because I'd learned my lesson, right? So, because you only keep getting your lessons repeated until you get them. So I just knew with him, because there were no red flags. There was no voice saying, nah, he's not it. So I knew he was it. So there you go. And I knew I was going to meet him in a weird way. That's another thing I knew about him. So there's that one. So this is really just about predictions. I predicted that my sister-in-law would get pregnant because they were struggling to conceive at the time that that I saw this vision, I guess. I had it in my mind. I could actually see them holding their baby. And I may have the gender wrong though, because I reckon it's a boy, but the scans say otherwise. But I'm just happy for them that they're having a baby, and they're very happy that it's a girl. So that's good. And then, there are other synchronicity type things as well. So there was one particular time when I asked my guides for a sign as confirmation that mine and my husband's life was going to improve in the next 6 months. And I wanted that, sign as soon as possible. and I asked for a bluebird. Now, we don't have bluebirds here in Australia as such, so I didn't expect it was going to be something I'd just see flying around randomly, right? Anyway, a few minutes later, it was less than 5 minutes later, I was at the lights. I looked over to my left, to the car diagonally in front to the left, and they had a blue number plate with Tweety Bird on it. So, okay, yeah, right, we'll write that one down. So that gets added to the book of synchronicities because I did ask for it and I got the sign. And then when my husband was going into hospital for this operation, it was major surgery, and although I was worried about him, I knew he was going to come out fine, and thankfully that one was correct as well. And I'm just trying to think of, I've got a whole list of them, and if I had it here I'd read them out. But so what my point is, I could go on all day about all these little synchronicities and things that happen that, you might be thinking, oh, I wish I had a chocolate bar, and next minute your husband comes home with a bar of chocolate for you. Stuff like that. And that happens to me all the time too, actually. So whenever you have a little synchronicity thing like that, it could be anything, and it can be the most minor thing. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. Write it down whenever it works. So if you're thinking of something and next minute that thing appears in front of you, great. If you predict something was going to happen a certain way and it did, write that down. If you find you are connecting intuitively to or telepathically to a friend of yours, definitely do that then. When you get a really good feeling about something, so if you think about something and then you get a really, really good feeling in your body, write that down as well. Everything like that is it becomes like a journal of all of your predictions or feelings and things like that. And over time, what you're going to see, you should do this every day if you can, because every day you're going to come across a situation where you have this feeling, or you ask for something, or you look for a sign, or whatever. Write them all down, and then go back through them maybe once a month or once a week even. Just go through them and just read all the things that you've come up with. And what it actually does, it secures that belief, or builds that belief in your mind that, you actually do have a bit of an ability going on in there, and you're not quite so normal as you thought you were. So the more you practice this, the more you document those situations, the more you're going to see evidence of that ability. So this is really, this podcast episode is really just about getting it clear in your head that, it's a mixture of your mindset and your beliefs and your actual intuitive or psychic abilities, because we all have psychic abilities of some sort. How tuned it is, or how much you're aware of it, will differ depending, again, on your belief and how open you are to that sort of thing. So, but the more belief you can build in those abilities, that are your own abilities, the more you're going to see it. So that's my advice to you today, is to practice and write it all down. Document everything. You can even document the ones you didn't quite get right. Even just one aspect was correct, or, like with my brother and his wife, they're having a baby, but I thought it was going to be a boy. So the scan said a girl, but I got the baby bit right, which is pretty major, because that would have been fine no matter what they were having, with boy or a girl. So it doesn't matter. But so that's me today, talking to you from my little car, and hopefully this helps. And I'd really love to hear about your experiences in writing down these synchronicities. So get into the Facebook group or the Facebook page and just share your stories. Like, when have you tried to tune into an ability or your abilities, or predicted something and it's come true? That'd be great. Talk to you soon. See ya.